Hello, Pokemon fans. Welcome back. This is another single battle online. Just looking for fights with random people. This opponent this time, his name is Kite. As you can see, his lineup's very competitive compared to mine. I'm using two of my probably my most favorite ones, favorite Pokemon, Shuckle and Forretress. Honestly, I love them. And I also wanted to use Farfetch'd. He's another Pokemon I love. Um, and we got Gliscor. He's really good, and also a Frou. It's an interesting Pokemon. You'll see. And then I also have just a regular Muck. So this is the final video for the Alpha Sapphire Omega Ruby series. So let's get to it. So Kite first starts with Greninja, and I send out Shuckle first. He uses the Toxic Spikes, so it's a Greninja lead, the typical Toxic Spikes and everything, but Shuckle's real famous for laying out the hazards as well. So I was a little surprised he didn't use the water move, but he uses Dark Pulse. I guess he was expecting me to switch out, but before I would switch out, I'd wanted to use Stealth Rocks. So here he uses Surf, and unfortunately it crits me. I'm not sure if it really would have mattered. It might have, but I don't think so. But it is what it is. Shuckle, he just goes there to leave hazards, so it's not that big of a deal. And here I decide to send him some Toxic Spikes on his side of the field. But the Greninja is actually pretty strong. And also Forretress doesn't really have that good of a special defense, to be honest. So luckily I send out 2 Toxic Spikes. So whatever Pokemon comes out on his side of the field gets toxic essentially. So here I send out Frou. I immediately get poisoned because of the Toxic Spikes on my side of the field. And here he starts using Dark Pulse to see how much damage he can do. So here I use Snarl, and with the setup with Frou, I have Snarl to drop the opponent's special attack, and I also have Cotton Guard, which raises my defense. And I also have Rest and Snore, and you'll see how he gets to be a really annoying Pokemon, especially if you set up hazards, and if you poison the opponent, which it'll force the opponent to, they've got to make some quick calls because they're going to be put on a timer. So here I decide to go to sleep and heal all the poison that I've racked up. And then I'm going to start snoring. And I know with rest, it's you're only going to get 2 turns of rest. So I know to use 2 snores in a row, because I know I'm going to wake up after 2 turns. So here he's going to keep doing some damage. And I'm going to use a Snore once again. With Frou, he's more of a Pokemon of attrition. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but the damage, he's there for the long haul. He will outlast a lot of Pokemon. So here I decide to bring up my defense in case if he wants to switch out. At least I'll be at +3 defense. And here I still think I can use another move, so I believe here I try to use Snarl, if I'm not mistaken, but unfortunately I missed that turn, and that's very unfortunate because I really needed Snarl to hit. So Greninja's Surfs and Dark Pulses won't do as much damage. So luckily, he put me in the red, but luckily he didn't kill me. And I decided to rest this turn. And then I become healthy. Once again, I'm at full health. And then I know I need to start using Snore to put some damage on Greninja. So he Surfs again. And I know to Snore. And with leftovers, that also helps keep Frou-Frou a little bit more viable. You know, it's better to give him leftovers since he's a stally type of Pokemon. I know it's a little boring, but he's there for the long haul. Just to annoy Pokemon. So there, I use Snore, and I know I can take him out with one more. I believe with another Snarl at this point. But before then, he's going to use a Surf. No, correction, I use a Cotton Guard. Because I think I used Cotton Guard because I wasn't sure what Pokemon he would bring out. And I wanted to make sure if it was a physically attacking Pokemon, I wanted to make sure I can take anything that they would send me. So it's a like I said, it's very stally, but in the long run, as long as you have hazards, it can Frou-Frou can put, you know, it can be very, very annoying to the opponent. So here I use Snore, and should be enough to finish off the Greninja. So here Kite sends out Mewtwo, and at this point I'm a little worried, but as you can see, like the previous videos, the hazards go to work. The stones and then the toxic spikes and the sticky webs, it all goes together really well. So here he Mega Evolves into a Mewtwo Y, and that's a lot of trouble. So unfortunately, with Frou-Frou, he's still asleep, but I will put some kind of damage on him, at least. It's better than nothing. And here he uses Aura Sphere, which essentially is going to take me out. And I decided to use Snarl, because I figured with Snarl, it'd be better idea to use Snarl so I can drop his special attack one level. I mean, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but just dropping his special attack alone it's a lot better for the rest of the team, because I didn't see any reason of resting and then, you know, he would take toxic damage, but it wouldn't be enough to kill him with Frou-Frou. So I send out Quacklin, aka Farfetch, King of OU, and I just decided to use Nightshade just to finish off the Mega Mewtwo Y. So he sends out a Swampert, and I was expecting the Swampert to have Ice Beam, so I pull Farfetch'd out, and sorry for the name. It's pretty embarrassing looking at the name now, but there's a Muck, and Mucks are really defensive Pokemon. They're really good, and they can take some good hits. As long as they have like Black Sludge, they can do very well. So here I was expecting him to use Earthquake to bait him with it, so I send out Gliscor, and I predicted the correct move. And here Gliscor activates his I forgot the name of the ability, the one with when he gets toxic and gets the heal, toxic heal, I think, or poison heal, or something like that. But unfortunately, Facade wasn't enough to kill the Swampert. That's on me. and that's gonna bite me in the butt later on. So I bring Farfetch'd back out and to finish off the Swampert. And with this Farfetch'd, he's got the stick as an item, which allows him to get more critical hits. It's easier for him to get critical hits. And with Slash, Night Slash, and Leaf Blade, I believe I gave him, and Roost, he's able to put up a good fight. He can give out some good damage. So I decided to switch out when he brought in the Dragonite because I wasn't sure what he had, either Ice Beam or Thunderbolt, in which I predicted correctly. So I send my Muck back out to take care of him. And unfortunately for me, I poisoned the Dragonite. But unfortunately, though, that Dragonite is just he gets a crit, and it's very unfortunate because I think Muck would have been very useful in the next round. So here I use Farfetch'd once again, the King of OU 2. I was going to take him out, but then I decided not to because the next Pokemon I wanted to raise his attack 2 levels. I'm able to take the Thunderbolt very well because he already dropped his special attack 4 levels, because Draco Meteor drops your special attack 2 levels every time in use. So here he brings in his Shiny Xerneas, and I'm hoping with the hazards, with the sticky webs, the stones, and then the toxic spikes, I'm actually believing that I can kill him. So I use Slash, and unfortunately that only does about 70%. And he uses Focus Miss, and he hits me with Focus Miss. So unfortunately for me, Farfetch'd wasn't able to win me the game, or win me the match. But looking at it, the Kite still had Yveltal, and I think that would have been pretty difficult either way, because he's also another Pokemon that's pretty defensive. But overall, I was pretty impressed with the team. I think for the team that my opponent had and what I had, I put up a really good fight, I thought. But overall, this is the end of the series for Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, and I hope you guys will continue to watch my matches in the Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon series, which should be happening pretty soon, I hope. So hopefully you keep watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.